Every object in the solar system is trapped in the sun's reach. This begs the obvious question: why haven't we fallen into the center? To find the answer, we have to look at the scale of the sun's dominance. It contains 99% of all the mass in the system, meaning its gravitational grip is the absolute law of our neighborhood. Newton's law of gravitation dictates that mass creates pull. Any object with mass will attract smaller objects around it, pulling them inward with a force they cannot ignore. This formula visualizes that pull, defining gravity as a relentless tether dragging everything toward the center. The strength of that drag is dictated by distance and weight. Increase the mass or move objects closer, and the gravitational force multiplies exponentially. Mathematically, gravity should have consumed every rock, moon, and planet in our vicinity billions of years ago. Our continued existence requires a second force to counter the pull. Before a star ever enters the picture, objects in space are already in motion. They travel across the empty void in a straight line. Because space is a vacuum, there is no friction to slow them down. A planet carries its own forward momentum, and it will coast in that straight line forever, unless it encounters a massive obstacle. Newton's second law explains what happens when that path meets a star. Gravity acts as centripetal acceleration, physically dragging the planet off its original course. This diagram shows the mechanical tension. A blue arrow represents the planet's urge to escape forward, while an orange arrow represents the star pulling it down. Forward motion pushes out, gravity pulls in, resulting in a continuous bending curve. An orbit exists as a high-stakes geometric tension between falling inward and escaping forward. Because this is a tug-of-war between moving objects, the resulting balance is rarely a symmetrical circle. Johannes Kepler observed that the paths planets carve out are actually stretched ovals, known as ellipses. In this model, the sun sits off to one side, at a focal point. Because of this, the physical distance between the planet and the sun changes every second. Kepler's second law shows the consequence of that changing distance. To survive the fluctuating gravitational pull, the planet's speed must change throughout its journey. This geometry proves the math. A planet sweeps out equal areas in equal time. A short, wide slice near the sun covers the exact same area as a long, narrow slice far away. This functions as a survival mechanic. When a planet swings close to the sun, gravity spikes. The planet must increase its forward velocity to match, or it will be pulled in. A planet's speed is a defensive response. It scales up to counter the weight of gravity, and scales down when the planet retreats to a safer distance. When we zoom out, we see that these individual interactions form a synchronized structure. This entire architecture follows Kepler's third law, the master regulatory rule for the solar system. The rule is simple. The closer a planet is to the center, the faster it moves. Inner planets sprint, while the outer gas giants drift. This mathematical relationship locks a planet's orbital duration to its distance from the sun. The square of the time it takes to orbit is proportional to the cube of its distance. Mercury, hugging the sun, orbits at 47 kilometers per second to stay aloft. Out in the deep freeze, Neptune maintains its position at only 5 kilometers per second. The solar system operates as a mathematical hierarchy. Your distance from the center dictates the exact speed required to survive. This brings us back to the original paradox. With gravity pulling so hard on these worlds, why are they still here? Gravity never stops pulling. Its inward drag is absolute, and it is continuously yanking every planet toward the center of the sun. At its closest approach, a planet is physically dropping toward the star. It is plunging into the gravity well at millions of miles an hour. Orbiting represents a state of perpetual, perfectly calculated freefall. Planets are constantly falling toward the sun, but their forward motion ensures they are always missing it.